Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a place where no one saw your pain? Where your body was breaking down, your heart was bleeding, and no one, not even your prayers, seemed to stop the suffering? Not your pastor, not your closest friend, not even the Bible verses you used to hold on to like a lifeline. It's like heaven went silent, and every part of you, mind, body, and soul, started to break in ways you didn't know were possible. That's where she was. She was there, a woman nameless, rejected, bleeding for 12 long years. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. Alone. She didn't have a spotlight. She didn't have a platform. But she had one last shred of faith. And when Jesus walked by, she didn't wait for a miracle. She reached for it. What happened next? It wasn't just healing. It was identity restored. This is the story of a woman who bled for 12 years and touched the hem of Jesus' robe. What happened next? He turned and called her daughter. Luke 8 verse 48. Then he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace." These words from Jesus are not just a healing statement. They are a heavenly affirmation. This is the only place in the Gospels where Jesus uses the word daughter to address someone directly. Think about that. He didn't just heal her body. He gave her back what her suffering tried to steal: identity, belonging, dignity. For 12 years, she was known by her issue. But in one breath, Jesus redefined her entire story. He called her daughter, not because she earned it, but because she reached. That's the power of faith. It doesn't beg for approval. It touches the heart of God. And with that touch, Jesus silenced her shame, canceled her labels, and sent her out in peace. That's the gospel. That's restoration. This is more than just a verse. It's the heartbeat of divine restoration. When Jesus says daughter, he reclaims what shame tried to erase. He doesn't say you're healed and move on. He speaks identity first. Daughter means belonging. It means family. It means restoration, not just of health, but of worth. This moment wasn't just physical healing. It was a public declaration of her value in the eyes of God. A woman once known only by her issue is now known by her relationship with King. Psalm 34 verse 18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. This verse is a spiritual anchor for anyone who's ever cried behind closed doors. It tells you exactly where God is when your soul feels shattered. He is close, not just watching, not judging, not waiting for you to get it together. He is near to those with broken hearts. This verse assures us that God's greatest miracles often begin in our most broken places. When we are crushed emotionally, mentally, spiritually, we are not abandoned. In fact, God draws even nearer. This isn't sympathy. This is rescue. The word saves here is active, present, powerful. He lifts you, covers you, and carries you through what was supposed to crush you. Because he doesn't just observe your pain. He enters it. And from there, he begins your healing. This verse isn't just comfort. It's a promise. It tells us where God is when we feel shattered. He's not distant. He's not waiting on the other side of our healing. He's close, in the silence, in the heartbreak, in the breakdowns we hide from everyone else. When the weight of life crushes our spirit, he doesn't demand strength from us. He brings his nearness to us. This is who God is, a savior who sits with the broken, a redeemer who begins restoration while we're still weeping. And if you're watching this, it's because your healing is closer than you think. Stay with me, because the story, it might just be your story too. She didn't even have a name in the story. Just the woman. That's all the world knew her by. No name, no family, no details. Just her issue. Her pain became her label. Her suffering became her identity. 12 long years she bled, not just from her body, but from her soul. She lost more than blood. She lost her dignity, her place, her people. She lost her sense of worth. She was cut off emotionally, spiritually, socially. labeled as unclean, not welcome in the temple, not welcome in the crowd, not welcome at the table, forgotten, unseen, unloved. She'd been touched by pain, but untouched by kindness, unheld, unheard, unhealed. She tried everything she knew. She begged doctors, spent every coin, chased every cure, but nothing worked, and the bleeding kept going, day after day, year after year, until hope began to dry up just like her body, until even her prayers felt empty. Have you ever prayed so hard, but felt like heaven went silent? Like you were screaming underwater, and no one above could hear you? 12 years of silence, of shame, of being told, stay back, stay hidden, you're not allowed. That's a long time to carry pain. That's a long time to wonder if God still sees you. And maybe you've been there too, carrying something that's bleeding inside you, something that no one else sees, but it's draining the life out of you. Quietly, constantly, you show up for others. You smile in public. You give encouragement when you barely have strength for yourself. And maybe deep down, you're just praying that God hasn't forgotten you. And you know what makes it worse? When people around you have no idea what you're going through. When they tell you to just have faith, but they don't see the war inside your chest. When they tell you God's got you, but you haven't felt held in months. Maybe your prayers turned into whispers, and your whispers turned into silence. And now, maybe you stopped praying altogether, because it hurts too much to hope. Because the last time you did, nothing changed. Except maybe your belief, which got weaker. But something in you is still listening, still hoping, still reaching, even if barely. But then one day, everything changed. She heard that Jesus was coming through. Not the crowd, not the noise, not the fanfare. She didn't need any of that. She just needed him. The one who healed lepers with a word. The one who spoke and storms obeyed. The one who touched the untouchable. Her heart stirred. Her spirit whispered, maybe this is the moment. And she made a decision that would change everything. Not just for her, but for anyone who's ever felt disqualified. She stepped into the crowd. She wasn't supposed to be there. She wasn't allowed. But pain has a way of making you desperate. And desperation has a way of making you bold. She didn't ask for permission. She didn't need an introduction. She didn't wait for anyone to clear a path. She just moved, crawling, pressing through the crowd, ducking past the looks, ignoring the voices that shouted, "You don't belong here." She wasn't looking for attention. She wasn't trying to make a scene. She just whispered inside herself, if I can touch the edge of his robe, just the edge, I'll be healed. Not his hand, not his face, just the hem. That's how small she felt, and how massive her faith was. And then, with trembling hands, through dust and noise and fear, she reached out. Her fingertips brushed the fabric. That was all it took. And in that instant, immediately, the bleeding stopped. Years of pain gone in a moment. 12 years of shame reversed in one silent touch. Just stillness, just peace, just the overwhelming, quiet healing of being seen by God. She thought she could slip away healed but unnoticed. But heaven doesn't let faith go unseen. Jesus, the one who knows every heart, stopped. In the middle of the crowd, he paused, and he asked a question that shook the atmosphere. Who touched me? Not because he didn't know, but because he wanted her to know she wasn't invisible. She wasn't a mistake. She wasn't just a woman with an issue. She was a woman with faith. She fell at his feet, afraid, ashamed, expecting to be scolded, expecting rejection again. But instead of judgment, Jesus gave her something no one else ever had: identity. And in that pause, the world stopped too. The noise faded, the shame lifted. And for the first time in 12 years, she wasn't her issue, she wasn't her bleeding. She was someone worth stopping for, someone worth seeing, someone worth calling by name. He looked her in the eyes, like he had been waiting just for her. And he said the word she hadn't heard in years, maybe ever. Daughter. He could have said woman. He could have said healed. But he chose something deeper, something eternal. He called her daughter. Because when Jesus touches your pain, he doesn't just heal your wound, he restores your name. If this is already speaking to you, pause right now and comment, I still believe. And maybe that's you right now. Maybe you're the one who's been bleeding in silence, smiling on the outside but breaking inside, waking up every day with a heaviness no one else knows. You've prayed, you've waited, you've tried, and still you bleed. But Jesus is passing by, right here, right now. And he's not looking for perfection. He's looking for faith, even if it's messy, even if it's small, even if all you can do is crawl through your own fear. He sees you. He hears the cry beneath the silence, the ache behind your eyes, the hope you're afraid to feel again. And if you'll reach out just one touch, everything can shift. Because the power isn't in how strong you feel. It's in how real your faith is. So come out of hiding. Come out of shame. Don't believe a lie that says you're too broken, too far gone, too dirty to be touched by God. He's calling you daughter. He's calling you son. He's calling you mine. Let that word echo deep inside your soul. Daughter, son, that's who you are. Not your pain, not your failure, not your issue. You are not your condition. You are not what they called you. You are seen. You are loved. You are his. And if he paused the crowd for her, he'll pause everything for you. Because the miracle wasn't just that the blood stopped. The real miracle is that she was seen. And now it's your turn. Reach, touch, believe. Your healing is closer than you think. Right? Pray for me. If you need healing, hope, or just to be seen. Subscribe to Jesus Elated Faith for more videos that speak life into your silent battles. Share this video with someone bleeding in silence and remind them Jesus is still passing by. You are seen. You are loved. You are his. And this bleeding is not the end. It's the beginning of your restoration story. And if you still feel unseen, unheard, unhealed, let this be a reminder. He's still turning for the broken. He's still stopping for the bleeding. He's still calling you, daughter, son, mine. Now go in peace. Drop a comment right now. I'm reaching for Jesus. If you're in a season of pain, delay, or silent bleeding, type pray for me, and I will pray over every name, every need. Subscribe to Jesus Elated Faith, because this space is more than a channel. It's a lifeline for the unseen, the unheard, and the almost given up. Share this with someone who's bleeding in silence. Remind them, Jesus still stops the broken, because healing is still possible. Identity is still being restored. And that name he spoke, daughter, son, mine, he's speaking it over you now. So believe it, carry it, walk in it, because your healing didn't just begin. Your identity was just renamed by heaven.